and that is because I'm currently using Quinnipiac's podcast room. So, really big thanks to them for allowing me to use this room to do my YouTube streams and to bring you all this news. So, let's get on to the first segment, which is picking up on the NBA trade rumors that happened recently. So the NBA trade deadline is coming up this February 8th. So with that in mind, there are a lot of teams that are looking to trade away some of their players right at the end of the deadline. So as we get closer and closer to the deadline, more teams and more names are going to start popping up. Obviously, one of the big names in the trade market right now is DeJounte Murray on the Atlanta Hawks. I recently talked about him in a previous segment, but he is a shooting guard on the Atlanta Hawks. He's very versatile with the ball. He is a great defender. Recently, he hit 2 game-winning shots in 2 different games. Further questioning if he is playing like that so that he doesn't get traded, or as if he's playing like that so that way he could get traded to bigger markets. So recently, with with how a lot of players deal with trades, they're sort of like this. They have this persona that they could go wherever they want, so it doesn't necessarily matter how they play. Like teams know how good they are, and teams know they know that teams want them, and a player that produces like that. Like for example, with James Harden and his trades, he usually does a lot of things to give you the impression that he doesn't want to play for your team anymore. Like if he doesn't want to play for you, like you'll know it very soon. And DeJounte is doing the exact opposite right now. Talked about the Lakers wanting to trade for him in the previous episode, but that doesn't seem to be happening right now. Other teams that are interested in DeJounte Murray are the Bucks, the Heat, the Sixers, and the Nets. But for now, let's focus on the Lakers. So the Lakers, they recently played a very nice game against in a blowout win. And D'Angelo Russell recently scored 33 points. I'm only going to focus on D'Angelo Russell and that player for now because he's currently on the trade block. And if they were to trade for DeJounte Murray, he would probably be one of the players included in that trade package. But even with that win under the Lakers' belt, once again they're still underperforming near the trade deadline, which seems to be it's very routine for the Lakers to do this. It's been happening way too often recently. And even with some of these wins that they've had, it's some of these wins are they're really close and against really good teams, and they end up winning. But some of these losses, and a lot of these losses that they've had, are to really bad teams. So because of this, it's almost like a big trade is inevitable for a team with this big of a market. So because they need to salvage the rest of LeBron and Anthony Davis's seasons on Los Angeles, especially now since they're healthy. Once again, they don't seem to be making the moves that certain fans expect them to make as in this offseason. As for the Bucks, maybe they could move Chris Middleton to go get DeJounte Murray. That seems like a move. I don't think they would trade Dame. That doesn't really make any sense to me because they recently got him in free agency so they could help win the championship with Giannis Antetokounmpo. So I don't think they are going to trade him for DeJounte doesn't sound right. Now, the Miami Heat, that if they get DeJounte and they're still able to keep Jimmy, they're still able to keep Bam, that's a really big problem in the East. You have two competent defenders out on the wing with DeJounte and Jimmy Butler, along with a good paint defender in Bam, not to mention like their team being able to make deep playoff runs most of the time. That is a very huge problem. I don't think the Sixers would end up trading for DeJounte. They already have a nice setup with the guards that they have with Tyrese Maxey and their center, Joel Embiid. Honestly, Joel Embiid, they seem to have figured it out with him. Doesn't matter the teammates that he has. They seem to always be like a guaranteed second round appearance. A lot of people didn't think they'd be able to be as good without James Harden, but right now they're third in the Eastern Conference, one win behind the second-seeded Bucks. Considering how later on tonight the Sixers are at home and going against the Spurs, that's going to be a really good matchup that I think the Sixers are going to win in. And they're going to, I believe Joel Embiid is going to outplay Victor Wembanyama. Even though Victor Wembanyama is a good rim protector, Joel Embiid is most likely going to continue to outscore him. And that scoring is just going to eventually carry them to the win. The Bulls, back to trade rumors, the Bulls once again are looking to put Zach LaVine on the trade block. They also seem to be stuck doing the exact same thing they've been doing every single time during the trade deadline, which is absolutely nothing. Which, once again, is not a good thing if you're a Lakers fan, because the Lakers have shown interest in Zach LaVine for a very long time. After recently trading for Bruce Brown to get Pascal Siakam on the Pacers, the Knicks and the Lakers, of course, it's like the Lakers are involved in like every single player. They're interested in everyone. They're among the teams interested in getting Bruce Brown. The Raptors allegedly want a large price for him, a first-round pick and a quality player for Bruce Brown. Another Brooklyn Net player that the Lakers are interested in is Spencer Dinwiddie. Just crazy to me how many trades the Lakers are involved in right now, or trade rumors that they're in right now. It's like they need everyone on their team. As for the Brooklyn Nets, I don't really know where their direction is at this point right now. They could still compete for the playoffs if they make the right trades, but if they just make the wrong trades, they could stay mediocre, and they might need to build up through the draft. They're again among the other teams that want DeJounte Murray. So depending on like how DeJounte Murray handles the situation is dependent on what happens. So we are out of time for this first segment. So stick around for the next segment where I continue to talk about the matchups. Some of the matchups that happened last weekend and the matchups that are going into this week, and mainly the ones that are happening tonight.